There are a few things that I think I would like to share that I would want a man to know before he goes into this. It's not a pleasant surgery, and you'll be tired after, and I was. When they took the catheter out, I did get a blood infection, so there are some side issues there. So you do have to be prepared to be out of action probably for a couple weeks at least. And if there's any side action, then you've got, more, and it took me longer for a full recovery. So you do have to be aware of these things. I'm still glad I did it, and I would recommend it be considered by others. Here's my story.
So we're in the hospital, about to have a procedure done. What is it called? Prostatectomy. Prostatectomy. So we're in pre-op, day 1. I guess it's not even day 1 until Andre is on the other side of this. So let's talk to Andre, see how he feels. No, babe, just say how you feel.
Hello. I'd be fine if my back wasn't hurting so bad.
But how are you feeling about the surgery overall?
Mostly positive. Yeah, mostly positive.
All right, folks. I'm heading home from the procedure. They're keeping my husband overnight. We are 5 days post-surgery.
Better, but it's not easy. Still pain when I'm moving the wrong way. That's complicated by the back pain, so you get it from both sides. So it's not a fast recovery, and you got to have the catheter in for 10 days and all of those kinds of things, and that can be a pain in the butt just dealing with a catheter. On balance, it's improvement, and I'll take that. I had manual surgery just by the surgeon and his assistant.
Okay, and
first day I was pretty well sedated. It wasn't terrible. I was lying down most of the time, and it wasn't until really the next day that I really started to get the discomfort and the pain. I would have spasms for the bladder, trying to empty itself. They had a medication that they gave me for that, and that was very painful when the spasms would come. And it was aggravated by the fact that I've got a couple deteriorating discs in my back, and so the muscles clenched there, and I had pain on both sides of my body. So it was not a pleasant experience from that standpoint. It was pretty painful coming out of it. I had minor concerns. I mean, I had read up enough about it that the risks are fairly low in terms of of not surviving it. I mean, just about everybody survives it. I have some, concerns about bladder control going forward, sexual function, all of those things. And every man is different, and so the response to the surgery can be different. So I'm hopeful. I am 74, going on 75, but I prefer giving out my emotional age, which is probably closer to 16 to 26.
So tell...
They went in and they removed the prostate. The prostate was extremely enlarged. It happens to a majority of men as they grow older, and some more seriously than others. My doctor used the technical term huge to describe my prostate, and said, at this point, your choices are that you'll gradually have more problems or you need to have it removed. And so I said, okay, let's do it now while I'm healthy, and go for it.
How long will you have the catheter in?
Oh, it was supposed to be 10 days. So I go into the doctor on Monday. That's the 10th day.
What?
Well, my bowels were stuck. I mean, I was constipated, and the stool softeners really didn't do much for me, and so I took a laxative. That did the trick. I wish I had done that really on day 1 to clear things out. So I would recommend to better to be, have the runs than it is to be constipated. And it increases the overall pain, so it's just not a good place to be. Because you're gonna work. It guarantees that you're going to get cleared out, and then you won't have to strain at all. And you're not supposed to strain after the surgery. So it's sort of like a catch-22. I got to go to the bathroom.
What's happening?
Well, I'm getting my catheter out, which is going to be a great relief. I've stopped taking all the prostate medicines, which is also good. I don't have to do that anymore. Just
what about the pain?
Feel better. The pain, of course, is much better now. I mean, you don't have problem, getting out of bed and that sort of thing. About 3-4 days ago, that started to really be relieved. I went home. Things were working okay. I was peeing okay. And then the following day, or actually, I guess it's the second day after, I went to do my afternoon nap because I get tired, easily after this all happened. And I woke up in the nap shivering uncontrollably. My whole body was shaking. I had never experienced anything like it. It was just crazy, and I couldn't stop it. I was cold, and I was just shaking.
Mm-hmm.
So
had to have the paramedics come.
That's right. We did call 911, and they came and they took me back to the hospital where I found out I had a blood infection. Mm-hmm. And later found out that probably happened during the catheter removal. And so I was under a lot of stress and
observation.
And then observation and
you stayed in the hospital
antibiotics.
Yep, so you stayed in the hospital 3.5 days.
From the blood, but there was also sort of a gray filmish, just a little different than just the blood. And so, that's one of the indicators. And when they did the testing, that's when they found out that I had the bacteria, the infection in the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
Every day gets a little bit better. I still tire easily. I'm ready for a nap right now, to lie down. So I have to be willing to say that it takes time.
Okay.
I'm the type of person that doesn't want to take time. I want to get right back into things.
He doesn't want to take naps. So, there is a positive to you being out of the hospital as well. Most men have to wear a diaper, but you don't have to wear the
No, I'm functioning normally like I was when I was 20 or 30 years old. I'm very thankful for that. But it was all manual by the doctor. And the entire prostate, with the exception of the covering, was taken out. At least that's my understanding. I'm not saying it in technical terms, but that's the way I understood it.
And I do want to say he was black, blue, and purple after the surgery. Your color was better. The bruising was way lighter. So can we show them your scar?
I guess we could.
Okay, so that's about 4.5 inches of a scar. And how is it feeling now?
It's still itching a little bit, but it's gradually getting better.
Itching is healing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, my experience has been positive except for the infection, and that happens, I guess, 10% or so of the time where that can happen. But overall, yes, very positive. I'm looking forward to really being normal in that area, in the not too distant future once I'm fully recovered.
We will keep you guys posted. Thank you for sharing your post-operation with the world. Love you, babe.
Today is April 7th and, April 9th, didn't we say April 9th? And I had my surgery on February 2nd. Well, it's been a bit of a trial, mostly because of the blood infection from the catheter removal. If I hadn't had this, I think that would have halved the recovery time. So I have to get myself back into shape. I've had over 2 months of very little activity. I don't regret the surgery. I think that's doing very fine. I'm able to go to the bathroom normally now, like I did many years ago. So that's really much of a positive. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to say. I would encourage men to be careful and decide, what they want to do based on their doctor's recommendations. But know that for many of us, it's a very successful surgery and leads to a much easier life in terms of going to the bathroom.